Attention, the following video is going to totally kick. If you enjoy any of it and or have a large please click the like button below. Enjoy.
Welcome back to the shop, ladies and gentlemen. I just got the table full of orders that are ready to be packed up, and I think you're going to be impressed. It's been a minute since we've had this full of a table, mostly because I took a break from listing inventory as hard as I was, because I was going crazy there for a minute. For a few months, and it just kind of caught up with me, and I was like, let me just calm down a little bit. So basically the wife was like, you spent how much on fireworks this year? And I was like, what are you talking about? That didn't happen. No, she doesn't care, actually. She loves the fireworks. But I was feeling a little guilty about how much money I spent on fireworks and such this 4th of July. So I was like, you know what, let's list some Pokemon. Sat down, updated all my prices on already listed product, listed a couple more things, and sure enough, as TCG player is in this current market environment, anytime that you list something, even if it's just a penny underneath the currently listed item, if you list your thing a penny underneath that on TCG player in this Pokemon environment, for me, 99% of the time, it will sell within 24 to 48 hours. So since I updated all of my already listed product and I listed some new stuff, we have right around, I forget, I added it up a little bit, but then some more stuff came in. I think we have like just under $7,000 in sales. I know we just said that I was going to stop talking about numbers and putting those in titles and stuff like that, but we will mention the money from time to time. So I just, like I said, I don't know, I don't really like using it as the clickbait anymore, but from time to time you guys still will hear some numbers. So yeah, about $7,000 in sales, which is obviously insane. So let me show you what we've got. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start off with the regular eBay account. What am I? Oh yeah, these two right here. So we got the little St. Louis Cardinals pin that sold for $5. Yeah, $5. So like nothing after I ship it. We got our box of NFL Pro Line Signet series here. Another box of that. If you guys have been watching these for a while, you've seen all kinds of these sell. These are selling for about $43. Again, I think I mentioned it recently, but and I swear this isn't me trying to like peddle the last few boxes. I've sold like a case and a half of these. They're going to sell regardless. But if you guys have been watching and been like, oh, that product actually sounds pretty cool, because you can get on-card signatures from 1991 or 2 or whatever, 91. I only have like 5 boxes of that left. So just a little FYI for anybody that may be interested. Then we have another 50 count of our card savers here. And then we've got a Crystal Dominion booster box that sold for $99.89. We got 2 booster boxes of Chainsaw Man from Weiss Schwartz. Total on that coming out to $158. We got a Build and Battle Stadium Lost Origin here for $130. We got Silver Tempest Check Lane blisters, so there's 16 in these sealed inner cartons. Those sold for $145. We got these Dragonite V-Star Premier deck holders are finally starting to go up in price. Everything Go is going up right now. If you guys are looking for Pokemon Go, if you missed it, if you've been holding out for a better price, I would not wait any longer, because everything in Pokemon Go is starting to finally go up, because Go has just been very undervalued for a long time. But anyways, these guys sold for $65. I believe my cost on these was like $35, something like that, wholesale. So just now getting to the point where after shipping and fees, I'm going to make $5-10. I'll have to look after the fees are broken down, but finally able to sell some of these at profit, because I really do think these are a cool product. And they've got lots of packs. What do they have? They have 9 booster packs in them. 9 booster packs and like a really nice high quality deck holder Pokeball. They're pretty cool. They're just taking forever for the market to adjust. So then we got 2 more of our Lost Origin Build and Battle Stadiums here for $259. Then we've got a 4-pack, the 4 arts, what you call an art bundle, for Evolving Skies, sold for $106.50, which is absolutely insane. $25 a pack on Evo Skies. Gotta love it. We got Fusion Strike Elite Trainer box here for $190. We got Paldean Fates Elite Trainer box here for $198. That's actually insane that Paldean Fates is selling for more than Fusion Strike. That is not going to last, let me tell you. Those numbers don't add up in my mind. Fusion Strike ETBs are going to be worth a whole lot more than that one day. Crown Zenith ETBs also selling for $175 a piece, so that order of 2 came to $349. That is crazy, seeing Fusion Strike ETB for $190. You got Paldean Fates selling for $8 more, and you got Crown Zenith selling for $15 less. Wow, that's a weird thing to put in perspective. Paldean Fates, again, 2 more ETBs over here for another $396. We got Chilling Rain, 1 sealed booster box here for $389.75. We've got a Brilliant Stars ETB here for $89.99. We've got a Lost Origin booster bundle for $99. We've got a single down here for $7.50. That's the Rapid Strike Urshifu. We have a sealed case of SVO1 Scarlet and Violet base, sold for $1295.89. That's $1,295.89. Then we have Lost Origin Elite Trainer box case here, sold for $1,199.44. And then Precious. My Precious. I'm actually a little worried about this because, as you can see, they went through this weird quality control time with the Sword and Shield block where, like, the powder, the little Pokemon seal here, you can see the powder just kind of... I remember opening cases of stuff around this era, and the case would just be filled with white dust just from the little bit of movement in shipping. These, like, Pokeball seals would all just, like, flake off. You can kind of see some of it powdered on the top, but also the shrink wrap is just a little wrinkled. Now, me as a buyer, I wouldn't have an issue with this, like, especially if I'm ripping the product, like, but there's so many people in the Pokemon market right now that are wanting to, like, set this stuff in like an acrylic case and just let it sit on a shelf. And, they're basically treating it like it's a pension, like it's a 401k or something. And whether that's a good idea or not, once you're buying it for $2,200 for a 36-pack booster box is insane. Will it appreciate more than that? Probably. Would I gamble with those stakes? I don't know. Because when I bought it for about $105 a box. $105. Now it's $2,200, but I bought them for about $100. And even then, it's like, oh, well, you never know. I bought them on the secondhand market for that price, about $105 a box. I bought multiple cases because I knew they were super undervalued. Distribution, I would have gotten them for about $90 a box, or a little bit less than $90 a box. So when I see them get around that $100, back in the day, when I saw booster boxes get around that $100 mark, and I'm sitting here thinking that, that's hardly above wholesale pricing. So when I saw Evo Skies drop to that price, I bought a whole lot more of it. But anyways, I'm nervous about this particular box because it's cosmetically not perfect. And a lot of these people that are buying Pokemon right now are getting super picky, and they just want, like, it's got to be perfect. And they don't understand that not every box comes from Pokemon perfect. Like, this stuff is getting shipped from Pokemon directly to my wholesaler, directly to me. There's only one middleman in that step, in that process. Most of the product that people are going to get from wherever, is going to have a lot more people in between. And I don't know, they just assume that everything that comes from Pokemon is going to be crispy clean, absolutely perfect. And that's just not the case. So when you're talking about a $2,200 order, I'm always a little nervous and just hope that it gets there and they're happy with it, and I don't get any messages back about a return or anything, because then if I get a return, I'm like, no problem if the return goes through smooth and everything goes to plan, but we're talking about a $2,000 return. where like I get it back and it's like, oh man, the plastic, they kind of broke the seal here maybe, or maybe it just happened in shipping, but is it legit or is it not? Did they swap something out? Is it a different product entirely? You just, all the bad things start going through your head, but hopefully everything will go smooth. But anyways, I think that's everything. Yeah. So obviously the three main money makers here was the case of Lost Origin. I believe those were $25 booster box, or $25 wholesale is what I paid for the Elite Trainer boxes. So a case of 10 obviously would have been $250, and it just sold for $1,200. Scarlet and Violet base is up to $12.95. That's not like a huge return yet. I think my wholesale cost on those is about $90 a box, 90 something. I can't even remember. 92, 93, something like that. So we're talking, Alexa, what's 93 times 6?
93 times 6 equals 558.
So basically, in my head, I always think these are like 550. I think I usually just tell myself they're $600 a box just to like make the math easy in my head because I'm an idiot. But so we doubled our money there. After fees and shipping, maybe not quite. But $12.95 is not bad. And then again, I would have got this bad boy for around anywhere between 80 and 105 at the most, depending on if it's a box that I bought off the secondhand market or if it came directly from my wholesale distribution. But either way, I bought sealed cases. So yeah, so obviously $2,200 on a single booster box is absolutely insane. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's a pretty impressive board for the day. I've got to put the phone down and start getting all of this packed up and ready to go out. Lots of signature delivery and insurance on these particular orders. Because even the smaller orders on this stuff, there's a lot of like $100, $200, $300 items. So generally, I like to send signature delivery. Oh, what are my rules? Anything over 500 on TCG Player, I think you have to do signature delivery. And then I like to insure it as well nowadays because it doesn't cost a whole lot more. It depends on my profit margin too. Like if I'm selling something for 500 that I bought for 400, I might not insure it. But if I'm selling something for 500 that I bought for 50, I'll insure it, right? Because there's enough profit margin there that it's like it's worth the peace of mind that if anything happens in shipping, let's say it's destroyed. Let's say the box falls off the back of the truck, somebody runs it over. Oh noes, right? If I have it insured for $500, I just get the money from the insurance, and then no harm, no foul. But again, it kind of depends on the profit margin on some stuff. But anyways, I'm going to start packing. I love you guys. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are yet again in the shop, and I've got some orders over here that I want to show you guys. I've got some cool stuff going on. I ordered some really high quality well, I mean, it's not here yet. I ordered it online, but it looks like it's going to be good stuff, and I got a really good price on it. But some good high quality metal shelving coming in that I'm going to put. So I ordered 10 of them. They're big. I'm going to put probably 4 or 5 of them over here for Pokemon inventory. And then I'm going to put another, at least a couple few in my firework shipping container out there because I just need better, shelving out there. Be able to organize stuff a little bit better. So that stuff's coming in. I might show you guys a little bit of that once that stuff comes in. I start getting it set up and what I'm going to do with it. That's about it. Had a really fun weekend. My daughter turned 2, so we had made some cupcakes and all that good stuff and had a good time and just enjoyed the weekend. But now we're back at it. Yeah, so we got some good sales here behind me. Let's show you what we got going on. Here we go. Look at that giant tower. I think Celebrations is on the move. I think there's some stuff going on with that set, and everything's going to start climbing, which is nice to see because it's kind of been dormant for a while. Excited to see Go do the same thing, which, the Dragonite V-Stars are creeping up there, the deck holders. So anyways, let's get to it real quick. These guys are selling for $133 a pop. We've got 4 of them there. We've got the Inteleon VMAX deck for $20. We got the Dragonite V-Star premium deck holder, $65 a pop. We got the Noivern V deck going for $12. We've got another 4 loose packs. For those of you that are on my Facebook, man, I have fun. Every time I sell some loose packs, I gotta post a picture over on my Facebook because the weighing packs and the scanning packs accusations, and I kind of lean into. I kind of bait the idea that I drive around to Walmarts and buy out all the kiosks and stuff to get my Pokemon product that I sell online, instead of, you know, the fact that I own a business and actually pay taxes on it and get from a wholesale distribution.
What do we hear? That's a keeper. Yeah.
Instead of the fact that, you know, I actually own a business, pay taxes, buy from Pokemon wholesale distribution. I don't actually buy out stores. I'm not a scalper as much as they'd like to think I am. But anyways, I always post those pictures on Facebook because I monetize on Facebook, and people lose their mind over on Facebook if they think you're a scalper. Yeah, it's always good fun. They say that, you know, no one's buying, only idiots are buying loose packs. Every pack of loose Pokemon is weighed and scanned, and there's guaranteed no hits. And so we have some fun over there. If you're not on my Facebook, go over there and just read some comments. It is a wild conversation, a good time. So we got the 4 loose packs of Evo Skies, the art set, going for $106.50. We've got a sealed Fusion Strike Build and Battle display box there of 10, going for $598.99. $600 sale there. Very nice. Paldea Evolved Build and Battle box is about $46, looks like. Paldean Fates, $198, and then we've got 2 Brilliant Stars in the same order there for $180. And then we've got a single here, some Japanese Prism Star stuff. I don't even know what it is. $2.50 on that. Feedback builder, you know, that's how I look at those. And then we've got a couple regular eBay sales here, nothing too crazy. Got like the Skylanders portal thing that you use to scan the things into the game. I don't know, I've never played the Skylanders stuff, but as far as I know, that's how it works. $30, got some figures in there. I think there's Spyro, maybe. Yeah, there's Spyro and some other stuff. And the portal itself for Xbox 360, $30. And then we've got an Assassin's Creed Black Flag blow-up sword. I found 3 of these in a tote not too long ago, and I remember getting these at a party. I was at an after party for, I think, E3 maybe, or some sort of a convention that was in LA. Anyways, this sold for $25. $20 shipping on top, and plus the VAT fee, which I don't even know what that is, but I don't think it doesn't come out of my money. That's another 10. So they paid like $60 for that, which is kind of crazy. But anyways, real quick backstory. I know you guys like this. I know you guys like these behind the scenes things. I remember being at a after party in, maybe it was San Francisco. This might have actually been Comic-Con. But it was a Ubisoft after party for the Assassin's Creed Black Flag premiere or whatever. And I got to meet a lot of really cool people. The Corridor Digital guys were there and a bunch of other stuff I remember. And I remember just having a lot of fun. And they were giving out like pirate hats and those blow up swords that said Assassin's Creed Black Flag on it, and it was just a like a club party, but it was a good time. And I ended up coming home with like extra ones in my luggage for some, I don't even know, I think there was just so many laying around that I was like, well, I'll just shove these in my bag. And years later, here we are selling them on eBay. So yeah, you know, I find a lot of stuff like that, and on one hand I'm like, I keep a lot. I've got so many collectibles that I like. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I don't need all this stuff. I think I've talked about this before somewhat recently, but you know, I always feel a little bit guilty kind of selling that stuff. But I come across all this stuff and I'm like, I don't need all this stuff. And I do throw away some stuff, but I always feel, I feel even more guilty doing that. Like, I'd rather put it on eBay, get it in the hands of somebody that like is a big fan of that stuff. Cause I know how I've got on eBay plenty of times and bought like rare promotional, you know, like Mario stuff or things like that, Halo stuff that, you know, that's just rare, that not everybody has in their collection, and how cool it is to have that as a Halo fan. So I get it. Like, I'm not a huge Assassin's Creed fan, so like having something like weird and obscure that just wasn't available like at Walmart is a cool item to have in your collection. So I'd rather put stuff in the hands of collectors, make a few dollars, than just throwing it away. So anyways, I think that does it for this video. Thank you guys so much for clicking on yet another one and watching along with me. I love you guys very, very much, and I will see you guys on the next one.